The Art of Yoga Project is a nonprofit that brings trauma-informed yoga and creative expression to vulnerable, marginalized, and system-involved youth. The youth we work with have significant histories of trauma. The trauma has negatively impacted their development and led to behaviors that perpetuate a troubling cycle of violence and victimization. The mindfulness-based practices we use at the Art of Yoga Project can help youth to become more self-aware and learn to self-regulate. This will help to repair their trauma. How? It's all about their brains. The human brain has 3 general areas: the lower survival brain, the middle feeling brain, and a higher learning brain. We draw from the Child Trauma Academy's research, which uses the 3 R's: regulate, relate, reason, to add corresponding functions to these 3 brain areas. We regulate with the survival area, relate with our feeling area, and reason with our learning area. When we are stressed or experiencing a traumatic event, our brains are designed to adapt. We downshift into our lower survival brain, activating our fight, flight, or freeze mechanisms to survive. But when we are deep into this part of the brain, we shut off our higher feeling and learning regions. This emotional state makes it challenging to connect with people or take in meaningful information. Basically, we can't relate or reason because we are busy trying to regulate. The youth we serve have had chronic, unpredictable traumas at times when their brains were developing. This means that they have built many brain pathways in their lower survival brains, and very few in their relating and reasoning parts. Additionally, the pathways created in their survival brains are disorganized. We call this dysregulation. This makes it hard for them to handle their emotions, attach to others, or learn in school because they are constantly trying to keep themselves safe. They are basically wired for stress. At the Art of Yoga Project, we meet youth where they're at, knowing we must first help them to regulate so they can transition from their survival brain and connect with us and their peers in their feeling brain, preparing them for learning in school or engaging with other programming as they activate their higher brains. So, how do we regulate? With yoga and expressive arts. Let's talk about how this works. Turns out that the survival area is also the part of the brain where we take in our 5 senses. So we can intervene here by helping youth to turn their attention to what they are feeling, seeing, hearing, and smelling. We call this practice sensory integration. We use the practice of trauma-informed yoga and a whole range of art and writing projects to help youth to integrate their senses. By using their senses to come into their bodies, they can become present in the moment. If we are in the present, then we can't be in the traumatic and terrifying memories of our past or the fear and anxiety of our future. And when we can take the time to breathe and be present, we can help youth to move up from the lower survival centers and into the higher connecting learning areas of the brain, allowing their whole brains online again. Over time, youth can learn to do this on their own. As they self-regulate, new, healthier neural networks or brain pathways are formed that help youth to self-regulate. Once regulated, they can form healthy relationships and learn with more ease. We can then cover topics like yoga's guidelines for living, essential life skills, and even brain science. Now the youth can fully engage with the world around them. Instead of reacting, they can be responsive. They take the time to pause, breathe, and think about the best course of action in this moment and into their promising futures. This is healing. This is accountability. This is empowerment. This is the Art of Yoga Project. This is how we use neuroscience and mindfulness to heal trauma. Over the past 15 years, the Art of Yoga Project has served 10,000 youth in juvenile detention, substance abuse recovery, agencies serving commercially sexually exploited children, Level 14 facilities, and alternative and gang-impacted schools. The foundation of our evidence-based approach is the neurosequential model of therapeutics, which guides our mindfulness-based interventions.